Hello YouTube world. Victor and I have a little chore to take care of. He's finished his grafting, but he volunteered to stick around a couple days and help me with a few projects here. So we're going to try to get the yard cleaned up, and well, we've already been down, got a load of grafting paint for next year, and cleaned up the work truck, put everything away, pressure washed out the back. Now our task is we're going to move old Fred. We're going to pull old Fred out of there. The back end is loaded down with car parts. I'm going to have to make room in the greenhouse and store some of that stuff, decide what I'm going to keep, what I'm going to get rid of. It's just a mess. But last time I drove Fred, I knew it had a bad motor mount and I forgot about it. And coming up the hill, it gave way, and the engine rocked up and the fan got into the radiator, and that's a real shame because it was pristine, but you know, it's old. It's that's a 1950. The radiator's been in there all those years, I guess. But anyway, we're gonna go pull old Fred out of there and unload the stuff off the back of it. Yeah, that's our chore.
Hey, welcome to Rat Rodding. My name's Waylon Wire, and don't ever do what we do here on this channel.
Hello boys and girls, welcome back to Waylon Wire's Old Iron. In this episode, Victor and I are going to take care of a couple of chores that need to be done. I think it's time to bring back the Rockabilly Rat. Let's take a look. You know, I could probably start old Fred up and drive him out of there. Wouldn't take that long, but I think with that radiator being the way it is, I'll just drag him out with a tractor. We'll move it around and get it out of the way so we can unload it. I bought that old 34 International, a guy made me take all these parts with it. So there's all kinds of stuff. Starters and distributors and a lot of GM stuff. There's a hydro boost. There's an old intake, cast iron intake. Some good scrap metal, I guess. Well, I got a lot of fond memories with this old truck. I first met old Fred in 1972 when I moved to Washington State. And in 1974, I unloaded fruit at the local receiving facility. The guys would haul their fruit down the Aniat River. And this one only made about 3 or 4 miles round, well, about 5 miles round trip, maybe, something like that. And old Fred would haul down 6 bins at a time. That was the guy's name that owned this truck, hence his namesake. Anyway, yeah, a lot of good memories. One time about 20 years ago, I think my kids were, well, longer than that. My kids were still little, and I gathered up a bunch of kids in the neighborhood and took them for a hayride in this thing. And then we did that again, I don't know, 15 years ago. 12 years ago, I don't know, long time ago. So it's time for Fred to have a new life. He deserves it. He deserves a better life than what I'm giving him. Well, here's the poor old Rockabilly out here. You know, last year I had some issues with this thing. The distributor quit working, and it would fire up and run, but it wouldn't rev up. And I fought it, and for a while I thought it was a fuel issue, and and finally I discovered that the points were shorting out underneath that little post that they sit on, if you know what I'm talking about. How they slide down over a little post, and it just never did do right after that. I mean, I tried to fix that, thought I had it fixed, and I found it in the meantime. While I was working on it, I found a distributor online and I bought it. And late last fall I stabbed it in this thing, but it was starting to get cold, and I didn't even try to fire it up. And I don't even remember where I'm at with the fuel. I think everything's hooked back up now, but I just don't remember. So, Tuesday here, today's Thursday. Tuesday, it was about 73 degrees. And today, this morning, it was 34 degrees. Well, at 11 o'clock this morning, it was 34 degrees and snowing. So I think I'm not even going to mess with this thing out here. It's cold and damp, and I don't want to deal with it. I think I'm just going to go ahead and roll it into the shop, get my friend Victor to help me maybe. I just sent him a text message to see if he's awake. But we could probably push it out of here, but it'd just be easier to do it with the tractor. Let's hook onto it and yank it out of here and roll it into the shop where it's nice and warm, and then I can tinker with it. Yeah, let's do that. Better now. Well, I think the first thing we're going to do, Victor, is see if we got any spark to the points. Okay, this thing hadn't even been fastened down yet. I don't know anything about the timing. We'll worry about that later, I guess. Let's just see if we got any spark. Well, I don't see any spark. Give me a little test light. See if I've got power to the coil. That's the fan. That's the water pump. So that should be ignition. Okay. What happened? What happened? Okay. Power to the coil. Power to the points. Now we got them. Now we got them. Well, that's a good spark. So, maybe if we got some fuel. My dad used to say if it's got spark and fuel and compression, and they all get there at the same time, it has to run. I'm going, I was about 14, I'm going, yeah, okay. Now, we got a rotor in it. Let's see if we got any spark to the plug. Well, now I think the starter's giving me fits. This little thing right here may be giving me trouble. And I've got a couple more of those. I think that's what it is. Yeah, it's this button, Victor. That's what's giving me trouble. Yep. Okay. All right. Well, I'll go out my parts bin and dig around. That looks like a brand new one. This one's still got good innards. They all look pretty good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. Well, let's try this one, Victor. I don't see anything wrong with that. But I don't see anything wrong with this either. Oh, this one. No, yeah, it's got a little wear on it, but I think it's the angle that I'm coming in with that rod. I need to adjust that rod maybe. That push rod. I think I may be causing myself some trouble. Yeah, I got a new Bendix for this thing too, if it ever goes out. Nice to have parts. Well, we got fire. We got fire to the plug. If we get some fuel to it, it might run. I don't know if I'm getting any fuel. I don't hear it. Timing a little bit. Give it a little. Well, I don't know if it was recording or not when it started. When I got it started and tinkered with it a little bit, I went and looked at my camera and it just had a black screen. So I tell you, producing these videos gets expensive. Seems like I buy a new camera about every 3 or 4 months. I got another new one in there, waiting in the wings. Can't find anything that works any better, really, any better resolution. But anyway, I gotta pull that test light off there, and I haven't even looked at the points to see if they're set right. So I'm gonna adjust the points a little bit, but yeah, if it's not raining tomorrow, we might go for a ride. Okay guys, that'll do it for this one. We'll see you real soon right back here on Whalen Wire's Old Iron, and until we do, you know I sure do appreciate you. See you next time.